Your perception will become clear only when you can look into your own soul. Great talents are the most lovely and often the most dangerous fruits on the tree of humanity. They hang upon the most slender twigs that are easily snapped off. The word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens. The Christ symbol is of the greatest importance for psychology in so far as it is perhaps the most highly developed and differentiated symbol of the self, apart from the figure of the Buddha. We are born at a given moment, in a given place and, like vintage years of wine, we have the qualities of the year and of the season of which we are born. Astrology does not lay claim to anything more. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. The decisive question for man is he related to something infinite or not? The reason for evil in the world is that people are not able to tell their stories. Resistance to the organized mass can be effected only by the man who is as well organized in his individuality as the mass itself. A dream is a small hidden door in the deepest and most intimate sanctum of the soul. The man who promises everything is sure to fulfill nothing, and everyone who promises too much is in danger of using evil means in order to carry out his promises, and is already on the road to perdition. We meet ourselves time and again in 1,000 disguises on the path of life. The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers. When an inner situation is not made conscious, it appears outside as fate. A scream is always just that, a noise and not music. In the child, consciousness rises out of the depths of unconscious psychic life, at first like separate islands, which gradually unite to form a continent, a continuous landmass of consciousness. Progressive mental development means, in effect, extension of consciousness. Shrinking away from death is something unhealthy and abnormal which robs the second half of life of its purpose. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. Man is not a machine that can be remodeled for quite other purposes as occasion demands. In the hope that it will go on functioning as regularly as before but in a quite different way. He carries his whole history with him, in his very structure is written the history of mankind. We deem those happy who from the experience of life have learnt to bear its ills without being overcome by them. The unconscious mind of man sees correctly even when conscious reason is blind and impotent. Mistakes are, after all, the foundations of truth, and if a man does not know what a thing is, it is at least an increase in knowledge if he knows what it is not. Understanding does not cure evil, but it is a definite help. Inasmuch as one can cope with a comprehensible darkness. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. Every individual is an exception to the rule.